welcome to today's broadcast of Lumberjack Softball here on KOFE 1240, your home for Lumberjack Sports. We'd like to take a moment to thank our sponsors and hope you'll do the same. Without them, we wouldn't be able to bring you these broadcasts of Lumberjack Sports. Now we're going to go ahead and head down to the softball fields where Tim Parrish is waiting to give you the pregame show right here on KOFE. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the game. Go Lumberjacks!
And welcome, Lumberjack fans. Tim Parrish here at the St. Mary City Park softball field as we've got Lumberjack softball action live for you here from St. Mary's today on KOFE 1240 AM. Lumberjack girls hosting the Timber Lake Tigers in a non-league matchup here this afternoon. And the varsity boys are also playing up at the City Park field baseball field up top. And if you're not doing much, go out and check out the games and support and cheer on the Lumberjacks as they are getting into their seasons here for some spring sports. Current temperature 64 degrees, mostly clear skies this afternoon. A light wind out of the south, about 4 miles an hour. And the field conditions, well, you can't say anything more than pretty much perfect as we are set for the first home game of the season for the Lumberjack girls and, of course, the Lumberjack boys playing up top. With that being said, Tim Parrish here at the fields. We're going to bring you the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union pregame show as we get set here for some softball action on 1240 KOFE. We're also going to share a link to our audio on YouTube so you can catch it there as well. So let's have a great game. Hopefully the Lumberjacks can get a win against a tough 3A opponent and have a great day on a great weather afternoon here in St. Mary's. We're going to take a break and hear from our sponsors. If I can change, I've got to figure something out here. Okay, so I do want to take a break. There we go. Figuring some things out here. I haven't done this part of it before, so we got that figured out. Anyways, we're going to take a break, and we'll be back with more of the pregame.
When life throws you a curveball, your T1FCU debit account can help keep you moving. T1FCU First, powered by Bazing, offers great features like money-saving discounts, cell phone protection, roadside assistance, and cash back. This card saves you money. Does your debit card do that? T1FCU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938. Only available with T1FCU Preferred debit accounts. Insured by NCUA.
Kenny and the crew at 10th Street Superstop invite you into the biggest convenience store in town. 10th Street Superstop is your one-stop shop for gas, propane, snacks, and ice-cold drinks. Stop in for breakfast or lunch, breakfast burritos and pizza to paninis and fajita burritos. 10th Street Superstop has something for everyone. Whether you're headed to a Lumberjack game or out into the woods, 10th Street Superstop is the place to stop for anything you may need. 10th Street Superstop on North 10th Street in St. Mary's.
Do you have a hazardous tree on your property? Do you need some trees or brush removed in preparation for a home, shop? You need to call Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing specializes in the removal of dangerous trees, pruning, thinning, and shipping. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing also has a bucket truck for those hard-to-reach areas. So if you're in need of some thinning, tree removal, and site preparation, call Andy's Arbor Site Clearing. That's at 208-582-2134. That's 208-582-2134. Andy's Arbor and Site Clearing.
With Stage 1 and 2 of the sports complex nearly complete, the Lumberjack Booster Club thanks Archie's IGA, Shift and Grind, and the St. Mary's community for their fundraising efforts and continued support in making this sports complex come to life. The next stage will be the sprinkler system. The Booster Club is looking for new members. If you have kids in high school or soon entering high school, now is the time to get involved with the Booster Club. For more information on how you can help with the sports complex or questions about becoming a member, contact Donnie Masterson at 208-582-1802 or by email at golumberjacks@gmail.com. And as always, go Lumberjacks!
Some people select their grocery items with an eye on every cent they spend. Some people don't. But if you don't happen to be a millionaire, you'll appreciate Archie's IGA. At Archie's IGA, prices are always lower. You might even say significantly lower. Archie's quality and selection is consistently better, and put them together and you get a greater satisfaction in meats, produce, baked goods, and all the rest. Find out for yourself the difference shopping at Archie's IGA makes. Do it today. That's Archie's IGA, your hometown proud grocer.
Janelle Martin Holmes, your Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's, is a proud Lumberjack supporter because they're her hometown team. When it comes to insurance, that's also one reason so many people in St. Mary's choose Farm Bureau insurance. They have a complete line of insurance products, including auto, home, commercial, and life, plus they have great customer service and competitive rates. And they're also a local company with local agents right here in St. Mary's. So let's hear it for our hometown teams. Contact Janelle Martin Holmes, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in St. Mary's at 105 North 8th Street, St. Mary's.
And we are back. Tim Parrish here at the St. Mary's City Park softball fields. Lumberjacks taking on the Timberlake Tigers in some softball action, non-league game here this afternoon. Taking a look at that 2A Central Idaho League first, though. The St. Mary's Lumberjacks come into today's game with a 4-1 record overall. They have no league games played. That should change this Saturday as Lumberjack girls and boys are set to go take on the Maniacs of Orofino. They are fourth in the power rankings for 2A softball, and their last game was their first loss of the season to the Lakeland Hawks, 11-1. The Grangeville Bulldogs, they have a 2-5 record. No league play for them yet. They are 15th in the power rankings. They are actually going to be at a tournament Friday and Saturday, the Glens Ferry tournament. And the Orofino Maniacs off to a good season, 8-2 on their early record. They are actually first in the power rankings for 2A on idahosports.com. They host Asotin, Washington today. Taking a look at those power rankings, you've got Orofino number 1, New Plymouth number 2, Nampa Christian number 3, St. Mary's sitting at number 4, Declo sitting at number 5. In the coaches poll, it is a little bit different. Malad number 1, Melbourne number 2, West Jefferson number 3, Nampa Christian number 4, and then Bear Lake and Orofino are tied for 5th in that coaches poll. So let's look at the 2A. We'll take a quick break, come back with more of the Potlatch number 1 Federal Credit Union pregame here on KOFE.
When was the last time you had great Mexican food? I mean, really great. Has it been a while? Well, grab the kids and head to Casa de Oro for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro has fantastic burritos, tacos, and chimneys, not to mention fajita and shrimp dishes. Little Johnny doesn't like Mexican food? Well, don't worry. Casa de Oro also has an American menu as well. Dinner and lunch a la fresca. Great service and margaritas with a kick. Casa de Oro, it's what's happening for dinner tonight. Casa de Oro on Golf Course Drive in St. Mary's.
Tax time is here again. I know. It's not your favorite. But at H&R Block, tax time is our favorite time of year. It's when our tax pros get to do what they love the most, help people. By getting to know you, they can make sure your return gets done right. It's not just about numbers, boxes, and forms. It's about personal care. So you get every credit and deduction you deserve. And with an average of 10 years experience, our tax pros get your taxes done right. Just one of the many ways Block has your back.
It's time to reimagine the off-road experience because Yamaha has reimagined the side-by-side. Available in either 2- or 4-seat models, the Wolverine RMAX 1000 lineup features a 999cc parallel twin-engine, aggressive tires, and an automotive-style cabin. Select models include adjustable suspension, optimized power delivery, and an integrated Yamaha Adventure Pro navigation system, and much more. Find your Wolverine RMAX 1000 at St. Mary's Son Cycle or YamahaMotorsports.com. It's time to get out there and realize your adventure with a Yamaha.
You always hear on the radio, cross the bridge to savings. But it's true. St. Mary's Harvest Foods has what you need when you need it. And if you don't see it, then just ask one of the friendly staff, and they will gladly help you find what you need. From meat, super fresh produce, and dairy, St. Mary's Harvest Foods will save you big on the things you need the most. No time to cook tonight? Then check out the Hot Deli for something quick for dinner. St. Mary's Harvest Foods, where you truly can cross the bridge to savings.
And we are back. Tim Parrish here at the St. Mary's City Park softball field as the Lumberjacks out warming up, getting ready for some softball action, taking on the Timberlake Tigers. This is the Potlatch number 1 Federal Credit Union countdown or pregame. I can't say countdown to the first pitch, I guess. Still a little bit into basketball season there on my head. In any case, take a look at some team stats for the Lumberjacks on the season so far. Batting, not too bad, but I'm sure they want to see that number boosted. A 344 overall batting average for the girls on the season. They have plated 110 runs with 45 hits, 68 RBIs, 8 doubles, 2 triples, and 2 home runs. Tacey Watkins hit the first grand slam of her career. I believe it was against the Bonners Ferry Badgers. Their fielding percentage, .861, not a bad one at all. 15 errors, though. 5 or 6 of those coming against Lakeland in the last game that they played. The earned run average for the Lumberjacks, 1.4. 55 strikeouts by St. Mary's pitchers, 12 walks, and 2 hit by pitch. Taking a look at some leaders here on the team so far, early part of the season. Pitching, it is the junior Tacey Watkins. She's got a 3-1 record, 51 strikeouts on the year, 1 no-hitter, and an earned run average of 0.71. Very strong earned run average, even though we are just early in the season. And on the batting side, Tacey Watkins leading that as well. She has a .647 batting average, 14 runs on 11 hits, 11 RBIs, 2 doubles, a triple, and a home run on the season. And an upcoming, one of the upcoming players, I guess you could call him an upcoming standout that's been playing very well, is freshman Addison Stewart. She has a batting average of 500 in this early part of the season, 15 runs on 8 hits, 10 RBIs, 3 doubles for Addison Stewart. So not a bad start for her as a freshman. The Lumberjacks started the season with a bang. They started out 4-0 before losing their first game just on Tuesday to the 4A Lakeland Hawks. The Jacks beat Priest River and Bonners Ferry prior to that. The Jacks have scored over 100 runs in their first 4 games. They had over 70 runs versus the Badgers. Junior Tacey Watkins, she started strong in the pitching circle. She has thrown 1 no-hitter, I believe, already this season, has that 0.71 ERA. She has also been the top batter with a .647 average. Like I said, hit her first grand slam versus Bonners Ferry. The Lumberjack roster this year is kind of an interesting mix of freshmen and juniors, so kind of young to say the least. 6 of each, to be exact. 6 freshmen, 6 juniors. Mentioned Addison Stewart. She's been one of the standout freshmen with that 500 batting average and her 15 runs on the year. So it's early in the year. You expect them to get stronger as it goes through, and it's going to be fun to see. This is our first game to broadcast so far this year, and we've got a few more, of course, on our schedule as things go on and as hopefully the weather cooperates for everybody. So that's a little bit of information on them. We'll take another quick break, come back with more of the Potlatch #1 Federal Credit Union pregame here on KOFE.
Is your rig's check engine light on? Idling a little rough? Time for an oil change. Maybe you need tires. Stop by Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros. Jim's Auto Repair can take care of your automotive needs fast. If you have a dead battery, Jim's Auto Repair and Tire Pros can set you up with a great AC Delco battery. Did we mention tires? Jim's Auto Repair is an authorized Tire Pros dealer and can get you a great deal on tires for your rig. Locations in St. Mary's and Plummer. Jim's Auto and 95 Tires. Give them a call, 208-686-0425, 208-686-0425, or stop by today. Hughes Ace Hardware wants to invite you to come in and take a look. Hughes isn't just about hardware. Whether you need dish soap and sponges to clean up after your husband's guys' night, or storage solutions for your wife's shopping addiction, you can find it at Hughes. Come see the difference. Everything you need, from a blow dryer to replace the one your toddler dropped in the toilet, to a bathroom scale to help your hubby stay on his fitness goals. Hughes Ace Hardware is the place to get the products you need and the help you want all the time, every time.
Tim Parrish here at the St. Mary City Park softball fields, getting ready for Lumberjack softball. The girls, St. Mary's Lumberjacks, hosting the Timberlake Tigers here today. Taking a look, Lumberjacks' last game was a loss to Lakeland, the Hawks, on Tuesday. They lost that one 11-1 in a game where St. Mary struggled a little bit with some errors. 10 of the Lakeland Hawks' 11 runs were unearned as the Jacks had 5 errors in that game. Stacy Mitchell did drive in the only run for St. Mary's, and she had the only hit as well for the Lumberjacks with a 2-out single that brought in Addison Stewart to score. Tacey Watkins had a little bit of an up-and-down day, it seems like. She struck out 13 batters, but she also walked 6, which is kind of a little bit of an off day for her. I'm expecting her to come out strong today and be kind of mad at herself after that game, and I expect her to have a heck of a game tonight because that's just kind of the competitor that she is. Taking a look at today's opponent, the Timberlake Tigers. They are of the 3A Intermountain League. Their head coach is Cassie Lupinacci. The Tigers come into today's game with a 4-0 record. They are tied for third in the coaches poll with Weiser, and they are 9th in the 3A power rankings. They have beat Orofino 16-1 and 17-5 in a doubleheader. They beat Colville, Washington 15-0, and they beat Grangeville 15-1. So this game could be somewhat of a measuring stick to see kind of what St. Mary's is setting at compared to Grangeville and Orofino. The Tigers, team stats, their batting average, pretty nice, .452 on the season. They have 63 runs on 57 hits, 57 RBIs, 17 doubles, 2 triples, 7 home runs on the season. Their fielding percentage, .942, so they've been playing well. 5 errors on their team. They've got an earned run average on their pitching of 1.67, and they've got 32 strikeouts, 12 walks, and 11 hit by pitch. So they're having a strong start to their season. Their leading batter is Logan Walsh, batting average of .600, 10 runs, 6 hits, 6 RBIs, 4 doubles, and 1 home run for her on the season. In the pitching circle, it's really close, so I just added the 2 pitchers they had in their stats. Casey Whaley, she is 2-0 on the season, a 1.62 ERA, 17 strikeouts, and 6 walks. And Acacia Pecor, she's 2-0 on the season. She's got a 1.75 ERA with 15 strikeouts and 6 walks. So she's been playing very well as well. And it looks like both teams I'm trying to see. I think that's just St. Mary's up with their head coach. And they've got the umpires as well. I don't know. I think Timberlake looks like they're ready to go. They may not be doing in any Audi like they have done, so like St. Mary's did. So we're going to get things going here. Look at the upcoming schedule. We do plan on being at Orofino on Saturday for boys baseball. Both teams will be playing, but we are going up to cover the baseball game for the Lumberjack boys, and that is where we will be. So we're just going to keep it right here as I get some things straightened away. I'm going to try to get the lineups here for you on my tablet. There we go. So let's go to play ball, and I'll give you a little update. So we've got in the pitching circle for St. Mary's is Tacey Watkins. Behind home plate will be Addison Stewart. Over at first is Lexi Fuller. Second base is Berkeley McGrill. Anna Sandy is at shortstop. Danica Sloper at third. In right field, Mia Asbury. Center field, Brenna Elliott. And it'll be left field for Stacy Mitchell. Right field for Mia Asbury. The batting lineup, the first 3 batters for the Tigers, it's going to be Lily Carhart, the shortstop, Taylor Bentley, the catcher, and Logan Walsh, the third baseman. And let's see here, Carhart has a batting average of .400 on the year, 19 plate appearances, 15 at-bats, 6 runs on 6 hits, 6 RBIs. She has 5 doubles on the season, and she has no home runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. So she'll be the first batter up to take a look at Tacey Watkins in the pitching circle. And it looks like we are ready to go here as Carhart gets ready to step into the thing. They're doing a little bit of quick warm-ups still. A couple of warm-up pitches for Tacey Watkins and a little bit of throwing going on in the outfield to warm up for the Lumberjacks. So the second batter for the Tigers is Taylor Bentley. Her batting average is .562. She has 9 hits on the season with 7 RBIs and 6 runs scored. Third batter, Logan Walsh, who is a sophomore. They've got a fairly young team themselves. She's batting .600 is Logan Walsh. The Tigers, they have just 3 seniors on their roster, just 2 juniors, 6 sophomores, 3 freshmen. So they're a sophomore-heavy team. I do know Acacia Pecor is a heck of a pitcher, and she will be in the circle first for the Tigers. Lumberjack infielders go into Tacey Watkins for a quick meeting. And we're about ready to get things underway here. The first pitch coming from the St. Mary City Park softball fields. Carhart steps into the batter's box, the right-handed batter. Watkins, the wind, the pitch on the way. And first pitch is going to be a called strike one. Watkins steps back, toes the rubber, the wind up, the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss at that second one. It is strike two, and it is Carhart quickly down 0-2 in the count to Watkins. Nobody on, nobody out, early first inning. Next pitch, a little bit outside, ball one, trying to get her to swing at something to get that early strikeout. Carhart wouldn't bite. Next pitch on the way. That one's going to be left high, evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Carhart. Watkins steps back, checks with her catcher now, the wind, the pitch on the way. Nice pitch, inside corner, strike 3. And that'll be the first out as she catches her looking. Nobody on, 1 out. That'll bring up Taylor Bentley for the Tigers, batting .562 on the season. Watkins averaging over 13 strikeouts per game. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1 to Bentley. On deck, Logan Walsh for the Tigers. Watkins working quickly. Next pitch already on the way. Strike 2 called. Lumberjack girls sporting some new uniforms this year. Look pretty sharp out there on the field. They're all yellow in the body, or I guess Vegas gold with green numbers and green shoulders, sleeves. That pitch left up high. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Bentley. 1 out, nobody on for the Tigers. Early first inning. Lumberjack softball here from the St. Mary City Park Fields on 1240 KOFE. Next pitch. Swing, it's a ground ball. It's going to be bobbled a minute by Berkeley McGrail, the second baseman, and it's going to be a ground out over to first base. So 2 down now for the Lumberjacks, or for the Tigers. That'll bring up Logan Walsh with nobody on. Logan Walsh batting .600. First pitch, I think she swung on it, strike 1. On deck, Ashley Grantham, the left fielder. Next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 2. That one looked like it ended up being kind of low across the plate, but she wasn't going to let up on that one. Thought it was going to be a great pitch. 0-2 the count to Walsh. Watkins looking in, looking for the 3 up, 3 down. Next pitch on the way. Strike 3, outside corner, and it is 3 up and 3 down, and that'll retire the Tigers with no hits, no errors, nobody left on base, and we'll be back with the Lumberjacks coming to bat. Leading off for St. Mary's will be Stewart, McGrill, and Watkins.
Jack Fuel Trucking knows that there are few things as important as wise use of our natural resources. And by utilizing the chips in the manufacturing of lumber, that is exactly what is accomplished. If you look beyond the wood chips, you see an entire community of schools, churches, and businesses, and most importantly, people. Jack Fuel Trucking believes in responsible harvesting of our natural resources. After all, when you take a close look, those aren't just chips. They're an entire community. Jack Fuel Trucking.
At Good Neighbor Pharmacy, we're committed to being your good neighbor.
Good Neighbor Pharmacy is an independent network of over 3,000 pharmacies throughout the United States, giving us the buying power to compete with the chain stores.
We'll fill your prescription quickly and safely, and you're supporting a locally owned pharmacy.
Your copays are the same wherever you go. Why not come and visit your locally owned pharmacy professionals?
Jack's Pharmacy is your Good Neighbor Pharmacy here in St. Mary's. Come in and say hi. Jack's Pharmacy.
And we are back, and now we'll take a look at the defense for the Timberlake Tigers. It'll be pitching Acacia Pecor for the Tigers. Earned run average for her of 1.75. She has 2 wins, 15 strikeouts, 6 walks, and 2 earned runs on the season for her. So it'll be her, Acacia Pecor in the pitching circle, Taylor Bentley behind home plate, Topanga Rojas at first, Alicia Cameron at second, shortstop is Carhart, Third base, Logan Walsh. In right field, it's Ashley Grantham. Center, it's Jesse Kitchen and Marissa Needs at left field. Batting first for the Lumberjacks, Addison Stewart. 500 batting average for her on the year. She has 15 runs on 8 hits, 10 RBIs. And she is that freshman that's been standing out pretty good on this team so far this year. She has played quite a bit of softball throughout her young life, I guess you could say. Heck of a soccer player, too. She's on my daughter's soccer team here. Takes a big swing at that first pitch, strike one. On deck for the Lumberjacks will be Berkeley McGrill, Jr. Core looks in, gets her signals from her catcher. That's Bentley. Now the wind, the pitch on the way, and that is going to be a foul ball down here, down the right field line. It'll be a strike 1 or 2. That one hopped right over the fence. Had Lumberjack fans dodging that one as it took a hop right over the fence. So it's a 0-2 count now to Stewart. Nobody on. Top or bottom of the first inning, no score. Next pitch, in the dirt. Had to hop over that one, ball 1. Coach Bitterman telling her to wear that one, let it hit you in the ankle as it's coming through. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Stewart. McCord takes a look at her wristband. They wear wristbands for their pitchers. They can look at the call there. Next pitch on the way again. That one's down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Stewart. No outs, nobody on. She's the leadoff batter. Lumberjacks first at bat here. McCord steps back up to the rubber. The wind, the pitch on the way. That one is left up high. Full count now as Stewart works the count. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Addison Stewart. So she's going to have to battle here. Anything close, she'll have to try to foul it off. Of course, last 3 pitches have been a little bit wild. Next pitch on the way. That one right down the gut. I think she got just a piece of it. Fouled it off. Catcher couldn't quite pull it in as it bounced off, I think, of her chest plate. So the at-bat stays alive for Stewart. Full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Pecor takes a look at her wristband, steps back to the rubber. The wind, the pitch on the way. That one was a little bit low. She's going to make contact, pop it up on the infield. It's going to be caught by Lily Carhart for the out on the pop-up fly out on the infield. So a good battle by Addison Stewart. Makes contact there on that last pitch. Just popped it up a little bit too easy of a play. That will bring up Berkeley McGrill, the junior for the Lumberjacks. She's batting .214 on the season. She's got 13 runs on 3 hits, 6 RBIs. She has walked 9 times. She is one of the smaller players, so a little bit different strike zone for her. McCord trying to get her signals from her coach is Crumhauer down there kind of blocking the view of the coach at the sideline. First pitch is going to be a swing and a miss for strike 1 to McGrill. Keisha Pecor is a heck of a pitcher. I remember her from last year. It was kind of a pitching duel between these 2 teams. Wind up the pitch. Another swing and a miss. Strike 2 to McGrill. She's quickly down in the count, 0-2 with 1 out and nobody on. Bottom of the first inning. No score. Lumberjacks taking on the Tigers. Non-league action. McCord looking for that 3 pitches and an out here. The wind up the pitch. And a swing and a miss, and she's going to get that one strikeout swinging for McGrill. 2 down for the Lumberjacks. That'll bring up Casey Watkins batting in the number 3 slot. Nobody on for her to try to bring in. But she is a strong batter for the Lumberjacks. .647 on the season is her batting average. 14 runs on 11 hits, 11 RBIs, 2 doubles, 1 triple, and a home run. McCord steps up. It's pitcher versus pitcher here at the moment. The wind, the pitch on the way. That one misses, I believe, to the outside. 1 ball, no strikes to Watkins. McCord gets her signal, now steps up to the rubber, ready to deliver the next pitch. The 1-0 count, pitch on the way. Oh, I think Watkins thought that might have been low and outside. The ump had a different view. He says strike 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Tacey Watkins. That one looked like it was just about knee level, maybe a little bit higher. Might have been about thigh level to wind up the pitch. Watkins fouls that one off into the parking lot. That'll be strike 2. Everybody's gasping as that thing heads out towards all the cars in the parking lot, hoping it doesn't collect their windshield. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Watkins. She has to battle. Swing at anything close, make contact, keep that plate appearance alive. Watkins has only struck out 6 times. That's going to be a little blooper ground ball hit to the shortstop, and it's going to be a ground out. So 3 up and 3 down for the Lumberjacks. And both teams kind of in a little bit of a pitching duel here to start off with. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base. And it's still no score going into the top of the second. Leading off for the Tigers will be Ashley Grantham. We'll be back.
High school sports don't just happen. There's a ton of work that goes into every single athletic event.
And we have our school's athletic director to thank for a lot of it. Thank you.
For scheduling officials, so I can always play the game I love.
For ordering quality athletic equipment, so I can stay safe on the field.
For mentoring my coaches, so they can be the best role models for me.
For coordinating transportation, so I can get focused for the big game.
For helping us develop character and learn lessons that will benefit us for the rest of our lives.
Thank you to our AD for always creating a positive experience for us. We'll never forget it.
From all of us at the NIAAA, thank you to every athletic administrator in Idaho for all you do to enrich the lives of your students. It does not go unnoticed. This message presented by the NIAAA, the National Interscholastic Athletic Administrators Association.
And we are back here at the St. Mary City Park softball fields. Lumberjack girls hosting the Timberlake Tigers. The baseball team, the varsity, is up hosting Timberlake as well up at the City Park baseball field today. Hopefully, wish them good luck up there. St. Mary's ready for their next stint here in the outfield. Watkins struck out 2 and had one that got out on a ground ball. And kind of the same thing, though. St. Mary's was out on a pop-up. I think 1 strikeout for Timberlake. It'll be Grantham leading off, 462 on the season. Takes a big swing, the lefty does, for strike 1. Watkins lines up the next pitch. That one just misses. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Grantham. On deck will be Jesse Kitchen, the center fielder, and Acacia Pecor on in waiting. Next pitch is swing and a miss, strike 2. Watkins looks in, the wind, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. And 1 down now. Beautiful day for softball. It's always a nice view here from the softball field as you've got Mount Baldy back there covered with snow. Jesse Kitchen, the center fielder, up now. First pitch is going to be a called strike. Kitchen, 583 on the season. She's a freshman. 7 hits, 7 runs, 7 hits, 6 RBIs, 1 double, 1 triple. No strikeouts, 2 walks. Next pitch, she swings and misses, strike 2. Let's see if Tacey Watkins can give her first strikeout of the year. 0-2 the count to Kitchen. Next pitch on the way. And that's a swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll be Kitchen's first strikeout. 2 down for the Tigers. And it's Acacia Pecor coming up for the Tigers. 750 on the season for her. Next pitch on the way. First pitch, I should say. That one gets a little high in the zone. Ball 1. The first pitch ball, I believe, for Watkins. Watkins, the wind, the pitch. That one's going to be a called strike. Core has 1 home run on the season, 1 double, and the 5 RBIs. Next pitch on the way. That one must have slipped out of her hand. It's going to go across, bowling across the ground there as that one comes across low. 2 balls and a strike is the first time Watkins been behind in the count here. Early second inning. The wind, the pitch. That one's going to be a called strike. So evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes now. On deck, if Pecor was to get on base, is Rojas. The wind, the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will retire the sides. 3 up and 3 down. No runs, no hits, no errors, and nobody left on base. 5 strikeouts for Watkins in the early goings here. It'll be leading off for St. Mary's, Stacy Mitchell, when we come back.
Have you ever noticed that some companies are around for decades, and you really don't notice them until you actually see them? Kenneth Bechtel Trucking is one of these. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking has been a fixture in St. Mary's for decades and still is a community-involved business. Take the time to thank these entrepreneurs that quietly make it on their own and make our community all the better for it. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking. Give them a call today at 245-7209. Kenneth Bechtel Trucking, a community staple and lumberjack supporter. Good luck, Jacks.
Afraid to touch that breaker box? Need some rewiring done? Call the professionals at M&S Electric. With nearly 40 years experience, there's no job too big or too small. From industrial and commercial to residential and service work, M&S Electric isn't afraid. Serving Benoit, Shoshone, Kootenai, and Latah counties, M&S Electric has you covered. Overhead work? M&S can do that, too, with their bucket truck. M&S Electric, 408 Main Avenue, St. Mary's. Give them a call, 208-245-3890. No job too big, no job too small. We do them all. M&S Electric.
And we are back here at St. Mary's City Park softball fields as Lumberjacks and the Tigers doing battle. Bottom of the second inning, no score. Kind of a pitching duel so far. And it will be Stacy Mitchell starting off for the Lumberjacks, a batting average of .308 on the season, 15 runs, 4 hits, 8 RBIs, 1 double, and 1 home run. She has struck out 3 times and walked 8. So Mitchell having a fairly nice season to start with. On deck for the Lumberjacks will be Anna Sandy. McCord ready, steps to the rubber. The wind up, the pitch on the way. That one's way up high for ball 1. This game moving along pretty quickly, only 19 minutes in. McCord looks at her wristband, gets her pitch call, the pitch on the way. That one's going to be a strike. 2 teams kind of filling each other out here, seeing what the pitching is. Once they kind of get things figured out, maybe some hits start coming once you get through to the second run for each side. That one, Mitchell thought about it, doesn't take the swing, strike 2, as that one's a called strike. You see her start to load that back foot, ready to swing through it, and then she thought, nah, maybe it's going to be outside. Down in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Next pitch on the way. Oh, that one's going to hit her in the leg. So Stacy Mitchell gets on with a hit by pitch. So Lumberjacks have their first runner on base. That'll bring up the freshman Anna Sandy, batting .267 on the season. She has 5 runs on 4 hits, 6 RBIs. 20 plate appearances and 15 at-bats. So Pecor looks in. The pitch, it's a ground ball right to the shortstop again. The shortstop runs over to the second to get the out. Sandy is going to be safe. So it's in play, and is going to call it a fielder's choice there. A little ground ball out to the shortstop. Stacy Mitchell was out on the force out. So runner still on first with 1 out is Anna Sandy is sitting at first. Danica Sloper steps to the plate, 200 on the season for her. First pitch comes in low, ball 1. Sloper, another one of the freshmen for the Lumberjacks. She has 1 hit on the season, 2 runs, 3 RBIs. Walked twice, struck out 3 times. McCord takes a look at her wristband, now steps to the rubber. We'll wind up the pitch. That's going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 1. They're going to try to get the pickoff down to first base. They do not get it as Sandy's back in time. 1 ball, 1 strike to Sloper. McCord lines up the next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss on that one. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 1 out. Runner on first for St. Mary's. On deck for the Jacks will be Lexi Fuller, the first baseman. Core gets her signal, steps back to the rubber, ready to go. Pitch on the way. Going to be a ground ball chopper. It's going to get to the shortstop. Too hard of a throw, and it's going to be an error there, and everybody will be safe. So the first baseman couldn't handle the throw. And everybody is safe. So runners now for the Lumberjacks on first and second. That'll bring up Lexi Fuller for the Lumberjacks, batting .333 on the season. 5 hits, 8 RBIs, 12 runs, 1 double for her. Good time for a double for Fuller. That pitch is going to be outside. I think it's a ball, and they're trying to get the pickle in the middle there as Anna Sandy almost got caught stealing, but they're going to try to throw the ball down the line as it was Logan Walsh, and she's going to bounce the ball off of Sandy's helmet. And she'll get over to third base. Sandy and Walsh laughing about it as she gets over to the third. So runners at the corners now for St. Mary's. Lexi Fuller at the plate with 1 ball, no strikes, and there's only 1 out, so an opportunity here for the Lumberjacks to get a run across the plate. Lexi Fuller, lefty, shows bunt, pulls back. It's going to be a strike. Now they're going to get a pickoff attempt here in the middle, and they're going to, that's an error, throwing down to the catcher, and a run will score. Stolen, I'm going to call it an error, actually. Third baseman overthrew the catcher. And Sloper ends up over at second. So 1 run across for the Lumberjacks. A couple of errors here in this inning for the Tigers. And the Lumberjacks, I think that was a ball on that last pitch to Fuller. So I think it's a 2 ball, 1 strike count. Next pitch on the way. That one is a ball 3, I do believe. On deck for the Lumberjacks is Darian Todd, the junior. Of course, steps back, toes the rubber, ready for the next pitch to Fuller. Fuller waiting for it. I think it's a 3 ball, 1 strike count. Nope, that must be might be a 2. Must be a 3 ball, 2 strike. Must be a full count now, I'm going to think. I did miss that one of those pitches, so I'm thinking it's a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. That last pitch was a little low. The core readies. The wind, the pitch on the way. That one's going to be a strike. That is the second strike. Okay, now we're all caught up, I do believe, on the count here. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Full count now, I think. Has to be. The core, the wind, the pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that will be out number 2. That brings up the junior Darian Todd. Not a great start to her season necessarily. 100 is her average. 18 appearances at the plate. Plate appearances, 10 at-bats, 10 runs, though. 1 hit, 2 RBIs for her. She has 3 walks and 5 strikeouts. Darian Todd, though, I think once she gets in a groove and starts to find that ball, she's going to be a power hitter for the Lumberjacks. The wind up, the pitch. Swings the low one there. Ball one. So 2 outs. 1 run across here for the Lumberjacks, bottom of the second inning. The core steps back up, toes the rubber. The wind, the pitch on the way. Low, ball 2. It's a wild pitch. It's going to get Sloper over to third. So that puts Sloper into a good position here with 2 down. 2 balls, no strikes to Todd. On deck for St. Mary's is Brenna Elliott. Of course, toes the rubber, ready for the next pitch. The wind, the pitch on the way. That one was low, and she took a swing at it. Strike 1. And it was a passed ball. It's going to score a run for the Lumberjacks as Sloper makes it through. That one was a low pitch. Todd took a swing at it. It got past the pitcher, kind of a wild pitch, kind of a pass ball, and it scored a second run for the Lumberjacks here in the bottom of the second inning. St. Mary's up 2-0. Todd with a 2-ball, 1-strike count. Umpire cleaned off the dish at home plate and ready now to get going again. The bases are clear. Next pitch on the way, and that one fouled off into the parking lot for strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. And again, that was one of those ones where everybody was parked in that area was taking a gasp as they were looking to make sure their car didn't get hit. And once again, that ball did not hit a car, so everybody lucked out. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Nobody on. 2 runs across, bottom of the second. Next pitch. And Todd takes a little golf swing at that one, bloops it back to the pitcher, and it'll be a ground out for the Lumberjacks for Darian Todd. Pitcher to first base, 1-3 for the putout, and that'll end the bottom of the second inning. And in the second inning, St. Mary's, though, comes up with, well, I've got to see how you find that. I'll look that up. I know we had 1 run. There was no hits, I don't believe. 2 errors on the Tigers. And when we come back, it'll be Topanga Rojas in the bottom of the lineup for the Tigers coming up first.
For all your plumbing needs, call Nick's Plumbing and Heating. With Nick's professional staff, you can be assured of guaranteed quality products, installation, service, and repair of all of your plumbing. So if you have plumbing needs or problems, call the good folks at Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Call 245-5460. That's 245-5460. Nick's Plumbing and Heating. Installation, service, and repair when you need it. Nick's Plumbing and Heating, St. Mary's.
Are your friends and family tired of sleeping with Fido when they visit? Maybe Fido's tired of sleeping with them. Either way, the Pines Motel is there to save the day. With large, spacious rooms, comfortable beds, and even a mini fridge, Fido may get jealous. Save the floor for Fido and call Kevin of the Pines Motel at 245-2545. That's the Pines Motel in St. Mary's. I'm sure your friends and family would appreciate it, and so would Fido.
And we are back here as the Lumberjacks back out on defense. They did get 2 runs across, though, in the bottom of the second inning. 2-0 is the score, and Lumberjacks on top. It'll be Topanga Rojas leading off for Timberlake. She is a lefty. First pitch misses for ball 1. Rojas, 333 on the season. She is a junior. 5 hits, 6 runs, 9 RBIs, 1 double, 1 triple, 1 home run on the year for Rojas. Watkins, next pitch on the way. That one's going to be a called strike. I think Rojas might have thought it might have been low. Doesn't get that call from the umpire, though, so it's 1 ball, 1 strike now to Rojas. Watkins gets the signals from Stewart. The windup, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Big cut on that pitch. It's a miss, though. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Rojas. Next pitch, swing and a miss at a high pitch. Strike 3. And that will retire Rojas. I think that's the 6th strikeout now for, I'll have to take a look at that in a minute. If I can, I got to remember all my buttons and stuff on here. See the pictures. That'll bring up Marissa Needs. Needs now going to take time out real quick. Go talk to her coach. Needs batting 200 on the season. She's a freshman. Six strikeouts for Watkins. Marissa Needs to get her first pitch. She's going to square up to bunt. I think that one was fouled off. Strike one. Maybe trying to get on with a little bunt blooped out there in front, but fouled it off. See what they come up with on the second pitch from Watkins as she's ready. The pitch on the way. Going to go for a regular setup for a swing, and it's going to be a strike two called. So quickly down to the count 0-2 is Marissa Needs. On deck, bottom of the order, it's Alicia Cameron, the second baseman. Next pitch, a little bit too far inside. Ball one. 1 ball, 2 strike now. 2 Needs. 1-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss for strike 3. And 2 down. 7th strikeout for Watkins. Alicia Cameron steps to the plate. She's a sophomore. 250 is her batting average. She's got no RBIs. 4 runs on 2 hits. 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. The wind up, the pitch. She squares around to bunt. That pitch is going to come across high, and it'll be ball 1, I think. I think she pulled back the bat in time. The wind, the pitch, the swing, that one's fouled off. Should be 1 ball, 1 strike now to Cameron. If Cameron gets on base, it'll be to the top of the order to Carhart. St. Mary's, though, has been able to go 3 up and 3 down the first 2 innings. They're looking to do that here in the top of the 3rd. 1 ball, 1 strike, I believe, to Cameron. The wind, the pitch on the way. That one is going to lose. Watkins lost that one out of her hand or something as that one comes across like she was going for a strike of a different kind, the bowling kind. 1 ball, 2 balls, 1 strike now. 2-1 pitch on the way for Watkins. That one's going to be a called strike, outside corner. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Cameron. Watkins shakes off the first call from Stewart. Now she's ready, toes the rubber. Looks in, the wind, the pitch on the way. That'll make it a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Watkins readies for the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that will retire the sides. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base, and the Lumberjacks lead 2-0 going into the bottom of the 3rd inning. Leading off for St. Mary's, it will be Brenna Elliott. And then it'll be the top of the order, Addison Stewart, Berkeley McGrill. The next 3 batters will be back.
When you need that morning pick-me-up before work or school, there's one place that comes to mind. It's a place that loves our community, the St. Mary's Lumberjacks, and all the local businesses and people in our village. Shift and Grind in St. Mary's is all about the community. Whether it's helping raise money for the Booster Club or for a family in need, the Shift and Grind family are always ready to help. So be sure to stop by Shift and Grind for your caffeinated needs. Located at 132 First Street in St. Mary's, Shift and Grind says, go Lumberjacks!
There are 2 ways a home handyman can save money. First, you can build it, fix it, or remodel it yourself. Second, get your supplies at 10th Street Lumber. 10th Street Lumber is the place with 50 carloads of building supplies to choose from. plywood, paneling, molding, fixtures, roofing, block and brick, hardware, power tools and paint, and a whole lot more. If you have a project in mind, see 10th Street Lumber. You don't even have to buy anything, but when you see their savings, you will. That's 10th Street Lumber in St. Mary's.
And we are back. It'll be Brenna Elliott leading off for the Lumberjacks. Bottom of the order. She is a freshman, and she's batting .500 on the season. Pretty good batting average for her to start with. She's got 1 hit, 4 runs, 2 RBIs, 2 walks, and no strikeouts. So having a pretty good start to her career on the high school level. Then it'll be back to the top of the order. Addison Stewart waiting on deck. The core continues in the circle, of course. The wind, the pitch. Inside, ball 1. The core has 2 strikeouts on the game. No hits allowed. A couple of errors have got some Lumberjacks on base, and they've got a couple of scores across for the Lumberjacks. 1-0 count to Elliott. Next pitch. That one's going to be down low. 2 balls, no strikes. Elliott quickly ahead in the account. Core takes a look over to her, I believe the assistant coach over there, giving her pitches. The line, the pitch on the way. That one was inside at the knees, but a little bit too far inside, maybe still a little bit low. 3 balls, no strikes now to Elliott. Count fully in her favor. Had 1 hit by pitch. Pecor has not walked any yet in this one. She's close here at this point. See if she can battle back. The wind, the pitch on the way. That one's going to be left up high, and that will walk Elliott over to first base for the Lumberjacks. So lead off on, and now we're at the top of the order for St. Mary's. Stewart out on a fly out in her first at bat. She is 0 for 1. Going to come over and get some quick information from Coach Bitterman before she steps into the box, as the catcher for the Tigers has come out to talk to the core for a moment. Both teams playing fairly well right now. The Lumberjack pitching just a little bit ahead of the Tigers. Not too much, really. It's been the fielding for the most part with those 2 errors that have hurt the Timberlake Tigers in this one so far. So 1 on, nobody out for the Lumberjacks as Elliott waits at first base. Pecor steps in. The windup, the pitch on the way. Strike 1 called. Right down the heart of the plate, right about knee level, just maybe a little bit above. And it's a strike 1 called to Addison Stewart. Pecor gets her signal, steps back, toes the rubber, ready to go. The wind, the pitch on the way. That one was kind of high. She took a swing on it, gets a piece of it, fouled it back, strike 2. So Stewart quickly down in the count now to Pecor. Going to have to protect the plate now. Pecor takes a look at her wristband, steps back to the rubber. Ready for the next pitch, looking for that strikeout. The wind, the pitch on the way. That one is hit deep into center field. Center fielder going to charge up on it and make the catch. That's Jessie Kitchen. It was a fairly easy hit, and Elliott ends up too far off the bag, and she doesn't get back there in time to throw in. It's going to end up being essentially a double play. So the throw from the center fielder to first base gets Elliott out, so 2 out quickly. Lumberjacks had a promising start going here, and then now they've got quickly 2 outs and nobody on base. It'll bring up Berkeley McGrill. She struck out swinging in her first at bat. On deck will be Watkins. That pitch going to be down low for ball 1. Core gets her signals. Steps back up, toes rubber, ready for the next pitch on the way. Big swing by McGrill on that one. Missed. Strike one. 1 ball, 1 strike. The 1 ball, 1 strike count. Pitch on the way. Nice little fastball looking pitch there. It's going to be strike 2 as McGrill took a swing at that one. Nice looking pitch by Pecor. Just above knee level. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to McGrill. Nobody on, 2 outs. Next pitch. That one's going to be left high. McGrill thought about swinging at it for a second, then realized it was going to be high and outside. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to McGrill. Pecor winds up, pitch on the way, swing and a miss, strike 3. And that will retire the sides for the Lumberjacks. They had a little something going as they did have 1 on, but there's no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base, and the score is still 2-0 in favor of the Lumberjacks going into the top of the 4th. It'll be the top of the order for the Tigers when we come back. It'll be Lily Carhart leading off.
Wondering how to manage your retirement nest egg? How big should it be when you retire? Contact Jenny Oaks at Gateway Financial Partners to get the answers to these and all your other financial questions. The securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC. With over 30 years of financial planning, give Jenny Oaks a call at Gateway Financial Partners today. The guidance is free. The experience is priceless. Call 245-5255. Triple X Feeds in St. Mary's is your one-stop farm and garden shop. Everything from pet supplies to livestock feeds and supplies, Triple X Feeds has it. Horse supplies, they have that also. From saddle pads to bridles, Triple X Feeds can set you up. Triple X Feeds now has hay and alfalfa in stock as well as straw. Triple X Feeds, located at 130 East College Avenue in St. Mary's, open 8 to 5:30 weekdays and 9 to 5 on Saturdays. Triple X Feeds, a proud Lumberjack sports broadcast sponsor.
And we are back. It'll be Lily Carhart leading off for the Tigers. She struck out looking in her first at bat. Watkins now with 8 strikeouts in the game. The line, the pitch. Going to square around to bunt that, and it's going to end up foul for strike 1. Last couple of batters, they've been working that first pitch bunt attempt, and it hasn't quite worked out just yet. So it's a 0-1 count to Carhart. Taylor Bentley on deck for the Tigers. The pitch on the way. That one's going to be left up high, ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike to Carhart. Next pitch is a strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Carhart. The windup, the pitch. That one's going to be left low. Evens the count, 2 balls, 2 strikes. Watkins steps back in. The 2-2 pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Going to be I'm going to call it a dropped third strike. Oops. Let's undo that. It was a dropped third strike, but they did get the out as the throw to first was in time. So that'll bring up Taylor Bentley for the Tigers with a 1 out. Bentley grounded out to the second baseman in her first at bat. On deck will be Logan Walsh. First pitch going to be a called strike 1. Watkins, the windup, the pitch. Swing and a miss on that one. 0-2 count to Bentley. 1 out, nobody on for the Tigers here. Top of the 4th inning, Lumberjacks lead 2-0. The wind, the pitch. That one's going to be fouled back. Count remains 0-2 to Bentley. Watkins readies. Gets her signals from Stewart. Now the wind, the pitch on the way. That one's going to be down in the dirt. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Bentley. Watkins looks in. Gets her signals. The wind. No, not the wind. Now the wind. Now the pitch on the way. And that's going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 3, 2 outs. Now for the Tigers. That'll bring up Logan Walsh. She struck out looking her first at bat. Both pitchers showing no hitter at the moment. First pitch to Walsh is going to be high, maybe a little outside, ball 1. I think that's only the second time for a first pitch ball in this one by Watkins. Next pitch on the way. That one is hit into center field. Brenna Elliott is going to get right over her head. So it's a big hit and a double for the Tigers. So the first hit of the game. A high, hard fly ball out to center field. So the first hit comes for the Tigers. Puts Logan Walsh in scoring position at second base. That'll bring up Ashley Grantham, struck out swinging. First pitch, a fastball, strike 1 down the middle. The wind up, the pitch. That's going to be fouled off, strike 2. Oh, 2 count to Grantham. On deck is Kitchen. The line, the pitch. And that one's going to miss, I guess, inside. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Grantham. 2 outs and a runner on second for the Tigers. Trying to get a run across to try to tighten the score up. 2-0 Lumberjacks lead. Next pitch, swing and a miss. Oh, that must be strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. So I put the ball down as a strike earlier. So 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Grantham. The wind, the pitch. That's going to be a called strike 3, and that will retire the sides. There was 1 hit, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, and 1 left on base. After 3.5 innings completed, St. Mary still leads 2-0. Leading off for the Jacks when we come back will be Tacey Watkins with Stacy Mitchell on deck and Anna Sandy in the hole, and that's when we return.
St. Mary's Realty is a St. Mary's icon. Why? Because they are a team. They work for you, and they've been a team for many years. Whether you are buying your first home, looking for a recreational cabin, or selling your current home, St. Mary's Realty puts their team on it for you. So stop in or give them a call today at 245-4502 and let their team be your team. That's St. Mary's Realty at 726 Main Avenue, St. Mary's.
When life throws you a curveball, your T1SDU debit account can help keep you moving. T1SDU Perks, powered by Bazing, offers great features like money-saving discounts, cell phone protection, roadside assistance, and cash back. This card saves you money. Does your debit card do that? T1SDU, a Pacific Northwest original since 1938. Only available with T1SDU preferred debit accounts. Insured by NCUA.
And we are back here at St. Mary City Park Field. Lumberjacks softball on the air. 1240 KOFE St. Mary's. Lumberjacks lead the visiting Timberlake Tigers by a score of 2-0 going into the bottom of the 4th inning. And it'll be Tacey Watkins leading off. Both teams had a no-hitter going, but a hit by Ashley Grantham here in the top of the 4th gave the Tigers their first hit. Now the Lumberjacks looking to get their first. Tacey Watkins, one of the power hitters for the Lumberjacks, is a good one to get up there and get that first hit. She's now kind of got an idea of what the core can do, kind of a little bit better feeling of what to swing at and what not to. First pitch on the way is a called strike one, though. McCord takes a look over at her coach, gets her signal. I'm not sure if the coach gives it to the catcher gives it to the coach, and the coach okays it. I'm not exactly sure how their system goes, but that's going to be a ground ball, but it's going to be right to the shortstop. Throw to first is in time. The Lumberjacks still have to wait for their first hit as a ground out. From Carhart to Rojas. That'll bring up Stacy Mitchell. She was hit by pitch in her first at bat. One out, nobody on for the Lumberjacks. First pitch fouled off into the parking lot. Strike one. That was kind of a medium hit grounder by Watkins. It was just basically right to the catcher. Lily Carhart's been like a vacuum out there. She's been pulling in every single thing that's been hit to her. 0-1 count. That pitch comes across low. Ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Mitchell. On deck will be Sandy. In the hole, Danica Sloper. 1 out, nobody on. That pitch looked, I think Mitchell might have thought it might have been a little high. And it's going to be a strike called, so it's 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Stacy Mitchell. McCord gets her signals. Next pitch, that one's down low. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Mitchell, so count even for both batter and pitcher at the moment. I think McCord has 3 or 4 strikeouts. Still having a solid game. No hits so far. Said the 2 runs are basically from those 2 errors that the Tigers had. Next pitch, called strike. And that is strike 3. And that I did not even realize that was strike 3. That'll send Mitchell back to the dugout with 2 outs and a Sandy to the plate. She reached on a fielder's choice. She hit that over to, again, that shortstop, Lily Carhart, and Carhart got the out at second as the runner from first advanced. So she did reach base, but it was on a fielder's choice on a ground ball. McCord looks in, gets her signals. Pitch on the way, a swing, and that one is fouled up and over for strike 1. Get the ball back over for the pitcher. Now she's ready to go. 0-1 count. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 to Sandy. That one came across maybe a little bit high. That looked good from her angle. Took a swing at it. 0-2 the count. 2 outs. Nobody on. The wind. The pitch on the way. And that is hit way high. The high fly ball, and again, that shortstop, Lily Carhart, camps out underneath it, gets that final out on that high fly ball. So no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left on base for the Lumberjacks in the bottom of the 4th inning. Going into the top of the 5th, St. Mary's still leads 2-0, and it'll be Jesse Kitchen leading off. And I've got a couple of announcements here that we've got to get out there. Some things going to be going on in the community, and I want to get this out. So let's go ahead and let you know a couple of things. St. Mary's Chamber of Commerce Spring Fling is coming up. They are honoring Business of the Year, 208 Bakery and Espresso. And they are Organization of the Year, American Legion Post 25. Person of the Year, Jim Schubert. It will be held at the Elks Lodge, 628 Main Avenue here in St. Mary's on Friday, April the 29th. Social hour will be at 5 o'clock. Dinner and auction to begin at 6. $25 per person for dinner, and for the tickets anyways, Tickets are available at Blue Goose, Shift and Grind, cash or check only. Call 208-245-3563 for more information. The St. Mary's Fire Station is having the Fireman's Pancake Breakfast on April the 10th, 7 a.m. to 1 p.m. They'll have pancakes, sausage, eggs, coffee, milk, and juice, $6 for adults, $5 for children 5 to 12. And that will be at the St. Mary's Fire Station, 308 West Jefferson Avenue, and it helps support the St. Mary's Firemen's Association's Benevolence Fund. So it's a great, worthy cause, and it's always a good time, always great food. Back to the action here at St. Mary City Park, as it'll be Jessie Kitchen leading off, batting in that number 5 slot. She is 0 for 1, struck out swinging. First pitch, fouled off, strike 1. On deck, it'll be Pecor, and in the hole is Rojas. Watkins continues on the pitching circle. Misses a little bit high, a little bit outside on that one. 1 ball, 1 strike to Kitchen. I don't think I turned on how many to track pitch count, so I don't know how many pitches Watkins has thrown. Not a lot, though, because she's got a lot of strikeouts. The next one was low for ball 2, though, so 2 balls and a strike for Watkins at the moment. The wind, the pitch. Oh, I think, no, she did not hit her. Inside, though, for ball 3, and now Watkins, first time she's been behind in the count, at least this far. Got to battle back. 3 balls and a strike. Watkins is going to look in, gets her signal, toes the rubber, the wind, and the pitch. That's a called strike, fastball. I bet you right down the middle. So it's a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes now. Kind of evens it out for both sides. Catcher's got to battle. The batter has to battle. That one, though, is going to be low. And the first walk of the game for Watkins. So both pitchers have walked 1. Watkins has about 9 strikeouts, though. 8 strikeouts still. So the leadoff on for the Tigers. Pecor up. She struck out swinging. No outs. That first pitch to Pecor, strike 1 called. On deck will be Rojas, the first baseman in the hole, Needs. Watkins steps to the rubber, the windup, the pitch on the way. That one's going to be inside. Ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike now. Watkins, the pitch on the way. That one's going to be low for ball 2. Good job by Addison Stewart behind home plate to block that. Held the runner at first. 2 balls and a strike now to Pecor. The windup, the pitch. Strike 2 on the outside corner. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Pecor. No outs, runner on first for the Tigers. Watkins getting her signal from Stewart. Pecor steps back into the box, ready to go. Pitcher against pitcher, windup. Pitch, swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that'll be 1 out. Runner on first, 1 out for the Tigers. That'll bring up Rojas, who is 0 for 1. She struck out swinging. That's the 9th strike out of the game for Watkins. Lefty batter. Strike 1 to Rojas. Heck of a game going here down at the City Park Fields. Lumberjacks lead 2-1. 1 hit for the Tigers. No hits yet for the Lumberjacks. Going to square around a bunt. A little sacrifice bunt action. Throw to first in time. Watkins able to scoop it up and throw it over to first. That does advance the runner over to second base, but 2 down now for the Tigers. Brings up Marissa Need, struck out swinging her first at bat. First pitch, swing and a miss, strike 1 to Needs. Needs batting that number 8 slot for the Tigers. wind, the pitch on the way. That's a strike call. Does that one look like a fastball across the plate? So Watkins, where she is, got her where she wants her with the 0-2 count. 2 down, runner on second. Second time the Tigers have had somebody in scoring position. Let's see if St. Mary's can keep them from bringing them home. 0-2 count to Needs. The wind up, the pitch, swing and a miss, strike 3, and that will retire the sides. There was no runs. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left on base after 5 complete innings. Actually, that's the top of the 6th, I believe. The score is still St. Mary's 2, the Tigers 0, and it'll be Danica Sloper about the middle of the lineup. Should be leading off when we get back to action. I do have one more community event going to be taking place to let you know about, and it is the Betsy Whitehead Cartwright Brain Cancer Fundraiser at the Eagles Lodge. It'll be on April the 22nd from 5 to 7 p.m. It's a spaghetti dinner for $10. It's a live auction at 7 p.m., and all the money raised will go towards medical expenses. To donate, contact Sarah St. John at 208-582-2156 or Susie Epler at 208-582-0984. I do not have any of the items, but I do hear they've got some great items up for auction at this event, and it is a very, very worthy cause. The Betsy Whitehead Cartwright Brain Cancer Fundraiser at the Eagles Lodge, April the 22nd, 5 to 7 p.m. It is, once again, a spaghetti dinner, and it is just $10 a person with that live auction that takes place at 7 o'clock. And be sure to check it out and help out a little bit on that. We'll try to announce that again a little bit later. Leading off for Lumberjacks, it looks like, yes, it is Danica Sloper. Sometimes you get into this part of the game, that's when coaches start to kind of change lineups a little bit and put in different batters, so I had to kind of make sure that's who we had going. Continuing in the pitching circle is Acacia Pecor. She's got 3 or 4 strikeouts on the game, 1 walk, 1 hit by pitch. Both pitchers fairly even so far here in this one. First pitch misses. I don't know if it was inside or outside, but it was ball 1 to Sloper. Sloper reached on an error in her first at bat. Next pitch on the way. Looked high and outside. Ball 2. Maybe been inside, so I think I hear Coach Behrman saying, wear it. Come on, wear it. 2-0 count to Sloper. The core looks in, gets her signals. The wind-up, the pitch. That is fouled off. And the first pickup truck gets hit out there in the parking lot. Comes off the hood. Maybe a small dent, but better than a broken windshield. 2 balls, 1 strike now to Sloper. Nobody on. Bottom of the 5th. Core gets her signals. The wind, the pitch on the way. That one's going to be down in the dirt. 3 balls and a strike now to Sloper. Looking at the stats, Sloper's done a good job of being patient, it looks like. And right now that's paying off for her. 3 balls and a strike to Sloper. Pitch on the way. That one is going to be fouled off, so that'll run the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So now need some pitches that are going to entice a batter to swing, and then the batter has to protect, make contact, keep that plate appearance alive. That pitch is going to be the one that gets her strike 3 as she swung on it. Coach Bitt would much rather see you strike out on swinging than strike out looking. So it was a heck of a cut by Sloper, just couldn't catch up to it. 1 down. That'll bring up Lexi Fuller. Fuller was struck out swinging, but she had a pretty good at bat. She is a lefty. First pitch to Fuller. Fuller took a swing at it, and I think it was kind of high, but it's going to be strike 1. She's loaded up. She's ready. She wants to be that first hit on the board for the Lumberjacks. Pecor gets her signal, steps back to the rubber. The windup and the pitch on the way. That one's going to be down in the dirt. Ball one. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Fuller. Pecor slowly she's not, Watkins is working a little bit faster than her in the circle. Pecor steps back. She has to wait for her signals. Gets back to the rubber now. The wind, the pitch on the way. Up high. 2 balls and a strike. Still, this game moving along pretty good. Only an hour 7, and we are in the bottom of the 5th inning, so been moving along pretty good. Pecor gets her signal, steps back up, toes the rubber, ready to go. Fuller waiting. 2 balls and a strike. Pitch on the way. That was a nice-looking pitch. I'm surprised Fuller could hold up on that one. It's a called strike. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Fuller. Pecor looks up, trying to see if she can record another strikeout on the game. 2-2 pitch on the way. That is going to be fouled down the right field line. Keeps that plate appearance alive for Fuller. She's going to battle here with Pecor. She had a pretty good at bat the first time around with her. Pecor's stat line right now, of course, no hits. She's only got 4 strikeouts on the day, 67 total pitches. Watkins has just 71 pitches, so they're right there with each other. That pitch down in the dirt. 3 balls, 2 strikes, runs the count full. Nobody out, nobody on base. On deck will be Darian Todd. In the hole is Elliott. Then he'll be back to the top of the order. Pecor. The wind and the pitch. Again, down low in the dirt. That'll be the second walk of the game for Pecor, as it will send Fuller over to first base with 1 down, brings Darian Todd to the plate. Todd, little ground out that just barely reached out to the catcher, or out to the pitcher, I should say. On deck will be Elliott, then we'll be to the top of the order. Addison Stewart is top of the order, so she is now, just in case she gets back up, is getting her catching gear off and getting ready to maybe get a chance at the bat right now, here in a minute. And that's going to be a called strike to Todd. Nice pitch. Looked like a fastball down the gut. Pecor looks in, gets the signals, the pitch on the way. That one's in the dirt. 1 ball, 1 strike. One ball, 1 strike to Todd. Runner on first. Pecor, the wind, the pitch on the way. A big, heavy swing, but just misses on it. Strike 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Todd. Said, I'm just waiting to see. And like I said, this is only my first game out of the 5 they played this year, but I can't wait to see Todd make contact on one of those swings like that. Next pitch on the way. And she makes contact, but that one's just blooped up. And that's going to be an out to the third baseman, Logan Walsh, on a little infield fly, I guess you could kind of call it. So 2 out now for the Lumberjacks. That'll bring up Ellie at the bottom of the order. She did walk her first at bat, so let's see if she can get on once again here. Top of the order if Elliott gets on. Making Addison Stewart in a tough spot. She's got to get up there and be waiting to possibly get up to bat. But if she doesn't get on, then it's going to take a little bit of time to get her catching gear on so she can get behind home plate. First pitch is a ball to Brenna Elliott. So 1 ball, no strikes, 2 outs, 1 person on base for St. Mary's. Still no hits for the Lumberjacks. Down in the dirt. Uh-oh. Somebody tripped over her. put me back on the air. I've lost power to my stuff, so put me back on. I'll just go through my phone. Am I on? Oh, I won't be able to play commercials. And I think we might be back on the air. I do apologize. We lost power to our spot here, our equipment, so I don't have my typical broadcast equipment working for me, but hopefully we'll see if we can figure something out. St. Mary's has 2 on as they had a couple of walks. And now it's Addison Stewart who gets, I think it's the first pitch, ball 1. And Abundance gets over to third on a pass ball / wild pitch. So we got runners in scoring position for the Lumberjacks. Runners at the corners. Addison Stewart batting. There's 2 outs. Lumberjacks see if they can extend their lead a little bit here. That pitch is going to be up high. 2 balls, no strikes. Well, I think it's 2 balls, no strikes to Stewart. Now, I lost all power at my plug-in that I use for the games, and I don't know what happened. That pitch is a hard-hit ground ball, and it's going to be trouble as the runners are going to be safe. So a nice ground ball out towards the second baseman for Addison Stewart. And Lumberjacks had a run come in. Oops, that was not where the ball was hit to, but that's okay. So runners at first and second now for the Lumberjacks. That'll bring up Berkeley McGrill with 2 outs. Swing and a miss at the first pitch for McGrill. Strike 1. Once again, we lost power to our spot, the power box over by the dugout. I don't know what happened, but I have no power. Berkeley McGrill taps that one out into left field, and it's going to just get foul. That thing looked like it was going to be trouble, but it drifts just to the wrong side of that white chalk line out there down the left field line. So it'll be 0-2 count to McGrill now. She's got 2 strikes on her. Runners on first and second for Lumberjacks. That was one of those ones that it's typically a routine play if it's hit into like your infield or center field, but that was hit in that spot that's kind of no-manned out there on left field. Oh, and it's going to be called out on the third strike looking, I do believe. That will retire the side. St. Mary's comes up on 1 run, 1 hit, no errors, and 2 left on base. Lumberjacks lead going into the top of the 6th, 3-0 over the Tigers. And I would say we'll be back, but I can't play commercials since my, once again, my power got cut off here. But I do like to thank some of our sponsors here as, let's see here, the 10th Street Superstop, Kenny Ozier and his crew. They have all kinds of good stuff over there, whether it's breakfast or lunch or even dinner you might need. They've got it all in their hot case. They've also got drinks, food, and gas and propane and just about everything you could ask for at 10th Street Superstop. And one more of our sponsors, the St. Mary's Lumberjack Booster Club. They do all kinds of good things for the Lumberjacks. One of the newest things they're doing, you probably noticed they've been working on, is that sports complex out by the high school for soccer, baseball, and softball. Have all of the sports out at the high school, and that'll be great to see get finished. I think they're hoping to have it ready at least to be played on. Not necessarily completely finished, but maybe ready for action around the 2023 season. So we'll see how that comes to fruition, but they've got a good head start on dugouts going in. They've got the fences all the way around, baseball fields, the fencing and everything for the baseball fields. Backstop's pretty much done. So it's coming along great, and lots of businesses have stepped up to support that. So Lumberjacks back on defense, top of the 6th inning. It'll be Alicia Cameron leading off for the Tigers, I do believe, is Cameron. She is the 9th batter in the lineup for the Tigers. She is 0 for 1 with a strikeout swinging. Watkins having a great day. I think she's 9 or 10 strikeouts now on the day. Gets her signals from Stewart. The pitch on the way. A swing and a miss. Strike one. Gonna kind of wait and see if the Little League kids get done. I might try to plug my stuff in over there if I get a chance to on the other field. That one's going to be down in the dirt for ball one. But right now I got some Little League softball on the other field using those plugs, so I can't plug it over there. Watkins looking in, gets her signals, the 1-1 count to Cameron. It's going to be a called strike. 1 ball, 2 strikes to Cameron. On deck will be the top of the order, Lily Carhart. In the hole will be Bentley for the Tigers. The wind up the pitch. That's a foul ball hit down the first baseline. Keeps the count 1 ball, 2 strikes. Watkins steps back in, 2-2 the count. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be left high. Runs the count full, 3 balls, 2 strikes. Watkins has just 1 walk on the day. Pecor has 2. I say these 2 pitchers very even. Watkins has more strikeouts, but everything else fairly even. Next pitch is not a full count. That one makes it a full count. Ball 3. That one was inside. 3 balls, 2 strikes to Cameron. The windup and the pitch. Swing and a foul ball. Count remains full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Watkins steps back, toes the rubber after getting her signals from Stewart. The windup, the pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3, and that'll retire Cameron. That'll bring up Lily Carhart. Carhart, 0 for 2. Strikeout and a dropped third. So Watkins now has 11 strikeouts. Next pitch. Outside, ball 1 to Carhart. She looked like she was going to show bunt. Hold it back just at the right time. Watkins throws the rubber, the wind-up pitch. That's down and low. Ball 2 to Carhart. Watkins, once again, gets her signals. Working fast. She's moving a little bit faster than Pecor. Of course, she doesn't have to go through as many steps, I don't think, to get her signals. That one's a nice pitch down the middle. Maybe a little bit low, but gets her to swing at it. Strike 1. 2 balls and a strike to Carhart. Next pitch on the way, a swing and a miss. Evens the count. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes. Watkins gets her signals. The pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. It's a dropped third strike. But they get to throw down to first in time for the out. So that is now 2 outs for the Tigers, and that should bring up Taylor Bentley. 0 for 2. Ground out and a strike out swing. I believe that first pitch was a ball up high. So 2 outs, nobody on. Top of the 6th inning, Lumberjacks lead 3-0 over the Tigers. Watkins, the wind-up, the pitch. That one's going to be down low as well. Ball 2. Ball 2 to Bentley. On deck will be Logan Walsh. In the hole is Ashley Grantham. Watkins waiting for a signal. Now steps to the rubber. The windup, the pitch. Outside, ball 3. Watkins having a little bit of trouble there with controlling this one, in this particular at-bat anyways. 3 balls, no strikes to Bentley. Pitch on the way. That's going to be a called strike. 3 balls and a strike now to Bentley. The windup, the pitch on the way. That one's fouled back. That'll run the count full now. 3 balls, 2 strikes. So Watkins doing a good job of getting back in the count. Waiting to get the signal she wants. Taking a look over at Coach Bitterman. Now she's giving the signal to Watkins. Pitch on the way. That one's going to be fouled off. Count remains 3 balls, 2 strikes to Taylor Bentley. Bentley steps back into the box. Watkins steps up to the rubber. The wind, the pitch. Oh, that one's going to miss low. She lost control. That one slips out of her hand, so it's a walk. Second walk of the game for Watkins with the base on ball. They've got 2 outs. Two outs and a runner on first. That'll bring up Logan Walsh. She did it a double her last at bat, so you got to watch out for her. She struck out her first at bat, doubled her second at bat. Now was hit out into center field. Kind of drifted on the center fielder, Brenna Elliott, as it gave her a little bit of trouble catching up to it. Make sure this is still the right. Yeah, it is number 3. It's still Logan Walsh. Now they're ready. Watkins ready. The pitch on the way. That one's going to be low. Ball 1, and they don't try the throw down as they get stolen base over to second. So Bentley gets into scoring position. Plays the next pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. 1 ball, 1 strike now to Logan Walsh. Watkins gets the signal. That pitch misses inside. 2 balls and a strike now to Walsh. On deck, if Walsh gets on, it'll be Grantham. In the hole will be Kitchen. Watkins readies the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Walsh. Watkins gets her signals, looks in. The windup, the pitch. Oh, that one's going to miss low. Runs the count full. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Might be that kind of 6th inning little bit of slump there. Both pitchers kind of in these later innings have had a little bit of issues here and there as they start to get deeper into their pitch count. Both of them got to be getting close to 100 pitches. So it's a full count, 3 balls, 2 strikes. And she's going to ring her up on a called 3rd strike, and that will retire the sides. As the The Tigers come up with, wrong button there, they come up with no runs, no hits, no errors, one left on base. Going into the bottom of the sixth, it's St. Mary's 3, the Tigers 0. And a couple more of our sponsors, Archie's IGA, right here in St. Mary's. Of course, your hometown proud grocer. All your grocery needs all in one place, of course. Always got great deals from meat sales to their Fill It Fresh events they have, where you can get one of their paper IGA bags and fill that bag all the way to the top with fruits and veggies. It's usually for about $20, so heck of a deal there. Farm Bureau Insurance right here in St. Mary's. Janelle Holmes set up for all of your auto insurance and more needs. If you're looking for insurance, go by and stop and see Janelle Holmes at Farm Bureau Insurance. And Casa de Oro, here in St. Mary's, up at the golf course. Got all the great Mexican food you can ever ask for, from carne asada to enchiladas, tamales, everything. Very good food up there. They've got a great view as well, as you can look out on the golf course, watch all the guys out there playing golf, guys, gals, whoever it is that plays golf. Speaking of golf, I don't know how they did, and if I was actually on the air with my normal setup, I'd plug in an extra headset as Coach Chase is here, and they had a golf meet today, a golf tournament, whatever you want to call it, and it'd be kind of nice to get him on the air and see how they did. But alas, my system is down from no power, so I don't have any way to do so. Still do not know quite what happened, but we apparently lost power at the box over there. So the core is still going. Casey Watkins leads off for the Lumberjacks. Watkins, 2 ground outs, and then that's a blooper out into left field, though, as that one was a fairly retuned play, but Marissa Needs did really have to pay attention to that and track it down. So it was a pretty nice poke by Watkins. It just didn't get into a gap as it was caught by the right fielder, Marissa Needs, for out number 1. That'll bring up, I believe, they've made Stacy Mitchell, that's right. Stacy Mitchell with on deck Anna Sandy. So Mitchell, hit by pitch, struck out looking, takes a first pitch called strike. The core still working in the pitching circle. That pitch is going to be a ground ball. It just gets past the catcher. Throw to first in time, as Pecor has 84 pitches, make it 85. The ground out for the Lumberjacks. And once again, that shortstop, Carhart, anything that comes near her, she is able to get on top of. Anna Sandy is who is up next. She has a fielder's choice that she reached on and a fly out. Both of those have been to the shortstop. On deck, if Anna Sandy can get on, should be Danica Sloper. Waiting for the first pitch. On the way. I think it was a ball. I didn't quite pay attention too closely. I think it's a 1-ball, no strike count to Sandy. She has a fielder's choice and a fly out. Next pitch on the way. That one in the dirt. I believe it's 2 balls, no strikes. The core takes a look at her wristband, steps back in, toes the rubber, ready to go. The wind up, the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. I believe that's strike 1 to Sandy. 2 balls and a strike, I do believe. On deck is Sloper. Core looks in, trying to get that third quick out. Next pitch on the way. Going to be a swing and a miss. Strike 2. 2 balls, 2 strikes now to Sandy. The core, the wind. The 2-2 pitch. The swing, it's a ground ball. Again, everything's been pretty much right to Carhart, and she stokes those things up. That ground out right over to the shortstop and gets that throw down to first. So no runs, no hits, no errors for the Lumberjacks here in the bottom of the 6th inning. Lumberjacks do lead 3-0 here going into the top of the 7th. And if St. Mary's can get the quick outs here, they will win the game. But let's see what can happen. Timberlake could make a little run here late in this one. It'll be Ashley Grantham leading off for the Tigers. She has a strikeout swinging and a strikeout looking. So we'll see if she can't change her luck a little bit in her at-bats. Once again, the St. Mary's Chamber of Commerce Spring Fling is coming up. They're going to be honoring Business of the Year, Organization of the Year, and Person of the Year. Business of the Year is 208 Bakery and Espresso. Organization is American Legion Post 25. Person of the Year is Jim Schubert. It'll be held at the Elks Lodge here in St. Mary's Friday, April the 29th. The social hour will start at 5. Dinner and auction will start at 6. Tickets are $25 per person. They are available at Blue Goose Sporting Goods and Shift and Grind. They ask cash or check only. You can also call 208-245-3563 for tickets. Ashley Grantham batting the number 4 spot. Jesse Kitchen will bat on deck, and in the hole is Pecor. Grantham, 2 strikeouts for her, 1 looking, 1 swinging. Big swing at the first pitch, strike 1. Lumberjacks have had a pretty clean game here so far. Don't want to jinx them, though. That one a little low for ball 1. 1 ball, 1 strike. Been 1 hit apiece for each team. Tigers have had 2 errors, and those errors led to the scoring for St. Mary's. That pitch lift a little high. 2 balls and a strike now to Grantham. Once again, finishing up this game on my phone as I lost power. Next pitch, that one's going to be a called strike as Grantham thought about it for a second and backs out of it. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Grantham. Nobody on, nobody out so far here, top of the 7th. Watkins, the windup, the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3, and that'll retire Grantham. Watkins has a total of 102 pitches so far in this game, 13 strikeouts, 2 walks, 1 hit by pitch, so she's having a heck of a game. That pitch is fouled off by Jessie Kitchen for strike 1. Kitchen has a strikeout swinging and a walk. She's 0 for 1 in the game. Next pitch on the way. That's going to be a called strike. So quickly, 0-2 count to Kitchen. The wind up, the pitch on the way. Swing and a miss. Was it a swing and a miss or was it a foul ball? No, it's a swing and a miss. Strike 3. And that is now 14 strikeouts. No, 18 total strikeouts. I was looking at the wrong number. 18 total strikeouts for Watkins. That brings up a lefty. I think that they have changed it out. Somebody got to figure out who this is. That's a strike, and this is number 4 that's batting. Lila Dykes. First pitch was a strike. Not sure if the second pitch was a strike or not, if it was a ball. I was trying to get my change in the lineup done there. So 2 outs, nobody on. Lumberjacks looking to get a win here. Move to 5-1. That pitch is down low for ball, well, I think it's ball 1. See if the umpire gives a signal. It is a 2-ball, I believe it's 2-ball, 1 strike count. Next pitch. Swing swing and a miss. Strike two. 2 balls, 2 strikes to Lila Dykes. Watkins looking to get that strikeout right now. Finish the game up. The line, the pitch. Oh, that one's left low. That should be a full count. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Watkins doesn't want to let her off. She wants to finish this game up here with the strikeout. Let's see if she can do it. Watkins steps up, toes the rubber. The windup and the pitch. It's going to be a called strike 3. And that should, let me see, go back. That should wrap things up here. As I never did change that. So the game, I believe, is over as Lumberjacks finish that up. As Lumberjacks come away with the victory, improved to 5-1 on the season. Let's give you a quick rundown of some stats. The Lumberjacks scored 2 runs in the second inning, 1 run in the 5th, and the first 2 runs came pretty much off of errors because that was the same inning that the Tigers had the 2 errors. There was a hit in the 5th for the Lumberjacks, and that helped drive in that 3rd run. So it was 1 hit, 2 errors, 3 left on base for the Tigers. For the Lumberjacks, 3 runs, 1 hit, no errors, 2 left on base for St. Mary's. So a heck of a game, really, for St. Mary's. The pitching, both teams very well on the pitching circle tonight. The win goes to Tacey Watkins, 19 strikeouts to just 2 walks, 1 hit, and that was a heck of a pitching effort by Watkins. She threw 111 pitches, 71 strikes, 40 balls, and faced 24 batters as she went the whole way, pitching all 7 innings. The pitching for the Tigers was Pecor going all the way. She threw 90 pitches. She had 6 strikeouts in the game, just 1 hit. She walked 3. I think she hit 1 batter as well, as Watkins hit 1 also. So a great pitching duel here between both teams. Neither team really getting going on the bats as both pitchers tough. The batting average for the Tigers was .048. And for the Lumberjacks just a bit higher as they had a .053 batting average in the game. Addison Stewart recorded the 1 hit for St. Mary's and a 1 RBI for her. So good game for Lumberjack girls. They, like I said, improved to 5-1 on the season. And the girls' next game will be at Orofino on Saturday, hopefully with the weather cooperating. The boys will also be playing in Orofino on Saturday. I believe the games start at noon if they do happen. Double headers. We will be up there to cover the boys' games. So we'll have some baseball action coming your way on Saturday. But due to our equipment issues, we're going to go ahead and just call it good here. Not really equipment issues, it was power issues. We're going to call it good here from St. Mary's High School or St. Mary's City Park Field as Lumberjack girls win 5-1 over the Tigers, or 3-1 over the Tigers, 3-0 over the Tigers. I don't know what I'm thinking of the record for St. Mary's, so I'm just going to go ahead and sign off here. I'm Tim Parrish for Coffee Radio. Have a great evening. We're going to send it back to the studio.